West Hollywood is the pinnacle of LA glitz and glam with its rooftop pool parties, kitschy shops, and seductive restaurants, and voracious nightlife scene. So, there's plenty of trouble to get into before the sun even sets. Wanting to impress, I go with the most impressive hotel in West Hollywood, the Pendry. With its effortlessly chic but playful ambiance, it is impossible not to be seduced here. It's also nearly impossible to leave, with its stellar restaurant Ospero serving up tuna carpaccio like it's no big deal, or Taylor behind the bar pouring ridiculously smooth craft cocktails throughout the day. Between the rooftop pool lounge and the basement bowling alley, you're a prisoner of pleasure here from top to bottom. What's more is that the party comes to you here, with opulent bars and lounges that flank their top-shelf music venue, which sees the likes of Stevie Wonder, Justin Timberlake, or even Beck dropping in unannounced nightly. When you do venture out, there are a few places I love to visit. One is Book Soup at 8818 Sunset, where you can still buy physical magazines. Remember those? This is truly a holy place for book nerds, where besides having a wonderful hand-curated selection of the world's best lit, you can find absolutely amazing gifts for even the most obtuse person in your registry. When Glenn created this unique home to culture, he wanted not just fun, but learning to be the central part of the shop's identity, which is why you can still see some of the most amazing minds in the world speak here nightly. It's truly a wonderful place. Now, as you leave Book Soup, do yourself a favor and just look down the street, and you'll find this little sign proclaiming another bookstore that frankly is a super secret destination that not many, including myself, knew about. You wouldn't know that the world's most important rare bookshop is located in a hobbit house hidden in the middle of the block, but it is.
I'm Harvey Jason, and my son Louis and I own Mystery Pier Books, which has been called the most number one first edition shop in the United States. Every book in this shop is a true first edition. Oscar Wilde, George Orwell, Hemingway, Dickens, everything is highly collectible. Yeah, it's a museum, except you get to buy the exhibits. These are the very first separate printings of Shakespeare's plays. Like, can you imagine learning lines from that?
My God, how can you even read it in a writing
Can I even read it?
That's fantastic.
And look, this is an actor's copy, and in typical egocentric fashion, the actor put his picture. Look, that's this guy's copy.
Right. Look at me. It's his headshot.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And as this is still Hollywood, Harvey himself is, of course, an actor.
Oh, Steven Spielberg and all 10 stars of the movie.
Unbelievable.
People always say, oh, how did you get them?
That's you. You were there.
Look, it's my action figure from the last movie I ever did.
Wait, you're a clever girl?
No.
Oh.
No, he says, my character says, don't go into the long grass.
Don't go into the long grass!
That's amazing.
That's the last thing I ever did.
Well, I'm so glad I went down an alley once again. Heading down another small street, not quite an alley, but Alta Loma Road, I pop into the Morrison Hotel Gallery, which is actually located inside the iconic Sunset Marquis Hotel. While that might be a bit confusing, what's not confusing is the level of photography here.
The gallery's been around for over 20 years, probably almost like 25 years. Started in New York, and they definitely have pioneered this whole fine art photography thing that we have going on.
I think what's so interesting about the gallery is that you get to see these famous people that you know so well in a very different way. These are intimate moments, and it gives you a different perspective on who they are. It's very cool. All right, cultural fun out of the way and moving closer into the evening's festivities, I was very much aware of how much eating and drinking I was about to do. So I thought it would be a great idea and a very LA thing to do to get a little quick workout in at the Dog Pound with trainer to the stars, Zach.
We're here in West Hollywood at the Dog Pound. A lot of celebrities train here, they have historically. But again, we have normal people, we have everybody that you can imagine, old, young, athletic, people that are just starting, everything you can imagine.
I couldn't work out and shoot at the same time, so I got my friend Vic to do it in my proxy. Not sure how this affects my caloric intake, but at least I wasn't sore in the morning. Thanks, Vic. Workout completed, it was time to get the party started, and there is no better place to do so than Harlow on Santa Monica Boulevard. With its seductive booths, patio seating, and horseshoe bar, Harlow is very well known for their world-class cocktail program that ranges from herbal bright delights to rich desserts that you can drink. And as my friend Brooks and I made sure each and every drink was up to standard, we decided to pursue some of Chef Peter's amazing menu, just to give a bit of base for the night ahead. Glad we did, because everything was bonkers good. Warm grilled shrimp cocktail, imported salumi board with honey pollen roasted cheeses, beef forward burgers, and outstanding Osaka tacos. And when the chef learned that I was the world's foremost authority on penne alla vodka, no, seriously, I have an award-winning documentary about penne alla vodka. You should watch it, it's pretty good. Well, then it was game on with this baked rig alla vodka that, well, I'm gonna be honest with you, did not disappoint. I mean, look at that cheese pull. Well played, Chef Peter. And with a little handcrafted gelato just to round things out, it was on to the imbibing portion of the evening. For that, we dip into Old Hollywood, to the Formosa Cafe, which hasn't changed much in nearly 100 years since it's been around. And it's a place that my friends Jackie, Vic, and Elisa definitely did go into.
You come in here and you feel just like what it probably felt like in the 40s or the 60s or the 80s. It hasn't changed. It's amazing.
Formosa is by far my favorite little bar in West Hollywood. Kitschy and cool, it's always just crowded enough, never making you wait at the bar or feel like you're drinking alone. What's more is if you do get a little peckish, the food here is really good, with its classic American Chinese offerings, including soup dumplings to die for that may look ridiculous to eat, but taste so darn good. If you're lucky, it's a night where they throw up the karaoke in the back, which, if you ever experience karaoke in West Hollywood, is more like going to an actual concert than hearing a tequila-soaked out-of-tune version of Journey through muffled speakers. Definitely a quick way to start a banger night. It was time for real dinner, as I like to call it, and for that we decided to hit up the Pearl of West Hollywood, Casa Madera, a place to see and be seen. This is a stunner of a restaurant that makes you feel like you've discovered a new island off the coast of Spain and it's all yours. The only thing more impressive than the view here is the food and drink. The Poseidon-forward menu is to die for, from hamachi sashimi, a tower of tuna tartare, butter poached king crab legs, or even duck confit tacos worthy of an Instagram post. Properly sated and well imbibed, we decided to start winding it down with a classic WeHo trifecta. First, catching a quick set literally across the street at the world-famous Comedy Store. Then, stumbling next door to the Saddle Ranch and making Vic ride the mechanical bull for a round of free shots. And finally, last but certainly not least, Barney's Beanery, where anyone who has survived an epic night in West Hollywood eventually ends up. West Hollywood, all I gotta say is no one does it better.